We begin with a 23 ABC investigation. The I-Team has obtained exclusive access to body camera video from last year when an off-duty Bakersfield police officer fell asleep while intoxicated inside of the Studio Movie Grill. The theater was evacuated and police were called because off-duty officer Douglas Barrier fell asleep with his department-issued gun on his lap. He was arrested, and until now, BPD refused to release this video. Through our investigation, we determined at least one responding officer violated body camera policy.
Have a contingent of officers go to him and have the other ones sweep around so you can make cats cover both angles, okay?
It was December 19th of 2019 when Bakersfield police officers responded to the Studio Movie Grill in Northwest Bakersfield for reports of a man asleep with a gun in his lap. Body camera video just released to 23 ABC shows officers discussing the safest way to approach him. Officers slowly move in, some going directly to him, others staying back a distance. As soon as the gun is pulled out of his hands, officers seem to recognize who it is.
Turn it off. Go outside. Go outside.
The man with the gun was off-duty Bakersfield police officer Douglas Barrier. An officer wakes up Barrier as the others start to leave the theater. For the first time, we're hearing what Barrier said after he was woken up.
We got a call of a male in a blue sweatshirt with a gun on his lap in this theater. So we came here, they had to evacuate everybody out. Everybody's out front right now. And luckily, the guys recognized that it was you and just walked up and they tried to wake you up, and you were out. So is it your alcohol issue, you think, that went on? Did you pass out from?
I drank more than I planned on, and I'm embarrassed, and it won't ever happen again, and I'm sorry.
One of the officers who spoke to Barrier noted in a police report that Barrier, quote, appeared disheveled in appearance, saying his jeans were unzipped and he could smell the strong odor of an alcoholic beverage on his breath and person. Documents also reveal Barrier only ordered one beer at the bar, and it was the only drink he was served while at Studio Movie Grill. Surveillance video 23 ABC obtained in June shows Barrier ordering that beer at the bar. He's there for about 10 minutes before moving to a table. It's about 30 minutes after his arrival that he heads into the theater to watch Frozen 2. He was found at the end of the movie. After officers got everything under control, people who were evacuated from the theater were allowed back in, and Barrier was taken to jail. Through our investigation, 23 ABC determined multiple officers shut off or muted their body cameras during the incident. According to the Bakersfield Police Department's body-worn camera policy in 2019, quote, personnel are directed that the overarching goal of the BWC program is to obtain a complete and uninterrupted recording of the described encounters in order to depict an objective account of the entirety of each incident. Once activated, personnel shall not deactivate their BWC device unless directed by a supervisor or upon entering their vehicle to leave the scene unless a deactivation exemption applies. Those exemptions include, but are not limited to, healthcare providers discussing medical issues with a patient, while in a hospital waiting for an arrestee to be medically cleared, during encounters with confidential informants or citizen informants, or when it reasonably appears that the privacy of an individual being recorded may outweigh any legitimate law enforcement interest. It also specifies that the reason for muting or deactivating a body-worn camera shall be verbalized prior to doing so. But take a look at these cameras turned off and muted.
Turn it off. Go outside. Go outside.
You want me to stay up here with you?
No. Let's check there's another door on the outside.
Okay.
When we first walk in, just make sure they're
Copy on, turn on.
Through our investigation, we only hear one person who announces he's about to have an administrative conversation, which is allowed prior to muting his camera.
On admin. Guess we better say that on this thing.
The majority don't give any verbal reason at all. 23 ABC reached out to the police department about the possible policy violation. After we brought it to their attention, Bakersfield police watched the video and told 23 ABC one person appears to violate the body-worn camera policy, but would not say who. In a statement, BPD Sergeant Robert Pear said, quote, "I watched the body camera footage and inquired with our internal affairs unit. I was advised that no one else is on administrative leave and that any other related punishments or administrative investigations are a personnel matter, and I cannot discuss any outcomes under POBAR or the Police Officer Bill of Rights." The public intoxication charge against Officer Douglas Barrier was dismissed in July of this year after he completed a deferred entry of judgment program. As of today, the department says he remains on paid leave while the administrative investigation continues. We asked Chief Greg Terry for an interview regarding the policy violation of the body-worn camera. We were told he will not be commenting because the administrative investigation into the initial incident is still ongoing. We also reached out to Barrier through the department, and he did not want to provide a comment. Now you can watch more of the body camera video on our website at turnto23.com, and be sure to tune in tomorrow morning for 23 ABC News at 6. 23 ABC's Callan Hobman will be looking into internal affair investigations. She's talking to former law enforcement about why the process takes so long. Again, that's tomorrow morning on 23 ABC News at 6 a.m.